Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Mary with Pink and Moss Sisters in the Kitchen.
I'm Linda.
And we're going to be making hot rolls this morning.
Yum.
I was thinking about when I was doing this, I just wanted some hot rolls. And, you know, I'm not the best at making hot rolls. I just want to perfect it, Linda. I know that I will keep, if I keep on doing it, I'm going to learn. I'm going to get to where I want to get on it. I haven't actually reached that yet, but I'm getting there. So
This is a good day to make hot rolls.
Yes,
It's cold
yes,
and rainy
yes.
outside, and when I say it's a good day to make them, it's a good day to eat them anyway.
yeah, that's right. So anyway, what we do, the bowl here, the bowl that I'm mixing, that's really hot. The bowl, I'm using my mixer bowl to do everything in, so that it would just be dirty in one bowl for this. And because this is stainless steel, I warmed this bowl.
We don't have Mike today.
I don't want, when you put this is such a small recipe that it's a little bit of water, and if you put that in a cold dish, it's going to kill you. It's going to not be warm enough for your yeast. And I'm going to let Linda add the water. First of all, we put water. And she's going to use the thermometer to test the water. The water should be what, Linda? Between 100 and
100 and 110. I usually do about 105. But are we okay, Linda? Do we need to move over a little bit more?
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put the sugar in there before we put the water. This is imperial sugar. Very, very little. Like I said, and on the members page, the recipe that's on the members page is exactly what I'm doing today. Now, if you want to make a lot of rolls and put them in the freezer, which you can do this, and cook, so you can cook some for yourself and then to freeze later, then double this recipe. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the sugar in there and the yeast.
Pull this down just a pinch.
Okay.
I microwaved this earlier, and
she's getting that water at the right temperature. I tell you what I do, Linda, and it doesn't work every time. But you know, I had babies, and whenever you feeding the baby, and you always test the bottle on your wrist to see whether it's the right temperature or not. That's kind of what it is with this yeast.
Yep.
So that's what I've always done. Just pour it a little on my wrist, and if it's warm and not hot, then that's the right temperature. But Linda's trying to get it accurate here this morning.
And that's exactly what Mama would have done too.
Yeah. But we're trying to get it accurate because I am bad about killing my yeast.
Yeah, if it's too hot, it'll kill it. If it's not hot enough, it won't activate.
So she's trying to do this perfect. I got up this morning and I've already made a batch. And so, because this is a 2-hour of rising, so I've already made a batch, but I'm going to show y'all how to mix it up, and then I'll show you what I cooked this morning.
I think this
You think that's good enough? Now this is just a small amount.
Let's see what you think.
It feels like it.
Yeah,
it feels
I
like
think it's good.
So this is the amount of water that I'm putting in here. It's not much.
Now, do you stir yours up?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I'm through with that, Linda, please. All right, that, and then I put my yeast in there, which is one package, and then I now and I cover this.
And so what do you cover with a cloth or?
Yeah, I just cover it with a cloth.
Okay.
I'm using my. We got these a long time ago.
Oh
Remember,
yeah, we did. I was
Okay,
thinking about
Michelle.
this the other day.
About 5 minutes, not long. Just sit there on the side, and we want to tell him that box, if you will, Linda. Can you, little Linda?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We did this yesterday. We did a drawing for everyone who shared.
And y'all did so well yesterday sharing. We really appreciate it.
So today, I'm giving away. You want to hold the box for me? This is a, what is it, 1.5?
It's the small
1 quart. The 1 quart insulated bowl set. And it's insulated, So you can put something hot or cold in this. If you're gonna do a hot, I would put hot water in it and cool it and warm it up. But you want something to say hot, and this is the lid. And the lid has a little screw on it.
I love the way that does.
Yeah,
yes.
it's so when if you're going taking this somewhere, you can keep your lid with it. Anyway, this is what we're giving away today. This is a $40 bowl, and we will be doing a drawing for everyone who shares the video today.
I'll take it.
And we'll be doing the drawing a little bit at the end of the video. So you want to give it to little Linda?
Well, I was just gonna set it
Oh,
over
okay.
here, but
I'm going to wash my hands now, and then that yeast ought to be ready to go. Anyway, it is cold out there. It's freezing here today.
It is. The temperatures.
And Linda's got to get home because the roads are wet before. Okay, now that might not have sat there 5 minutes, but it's really okay because actually the recipe don't say let it sit there 5 minutes on this particular recipe, but most times you do. So I just went ahead and let it sit there a few minutes, but anyway, it hasn't foamed up. It hasn't foamed up, but we're gonna.
I hope that the water.
That's okay.
That's a good temperature.
That's okay. That's okay. Now this is a beaten egg. Oh, you warming the milk, Linda?
I'm warming the butter.
Okay. I need the milk. And the milk's in the refrigerator.
Okay.
The milk has to be lukewarm.
Okay.
But this is 1 egg.
Here's your butter.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, I didn't even know you could microwave these easy read measuring cups.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it.
Well, you can. It's on the package, but I didn't know it at first.
And this is a little bit of melted butter. And I beat it as I put it in there. Like that. And this is honey, raw honey. I'm putting that in here. And Linda taught me, my sister taught me a trick about this honey. If you'll coat, if you will coat the measuring cup with butter, it will, your honey will come out.
Comes out a lot easier.
A lot easier. We'll put this in the sink. And got all that?
See if this milk is hot enough.
I just want the chill off of it mostly. Well,
Does it feel hot enough?
it feels a little cold.
Well, I can
Just
put
warm
in
it
there.
just a little bit more, Linda, if you don't mind. I'm just beating all this together. This is really a simple recipe. I'm gonna put this in water. And you can if you put all of this in there together and then beat it, use a hook. I did that the other day. I just poured it all in there together and beat it with the hook. But you just want to mix it good before you start putting your flour in. Oh, let's see. Oh, I've already got, no, I forgot about that.
See if you think that's
All
okay.
right, thank you.
You're welcome. Does that feel okay?
Yeah. Yes, and this is whole milk.
Are you through with these?
I'm through with those, Linda. Okay, I've got all this mixed up. And now, my flour. Linda, can you hand me my flour? Oh, there it is right there. I'm through with this honey. And what I'm going to do is, this flour I've already sifted. So, you need to sift your flour. So, put your flour in here. You can get me some salt, please.
Okay.
Right here it is. The box is right here.
Oh.
And there's a measuring spoon.
You want this full?
Yes, please. Is that a half? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. Is that 3? I lost count.
I think so.
Yes.
You want this in here?
Yeah. Okay. I hope that's
You've
right.
already used the sugar, right?
I'm through with the sugar, yes. And you put the salt in here.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just stir up the salt.
Are you through the flour, or will you?
I may
leave
use
it
I
out?
may use some more flour.
Okay.
Okay. Now I will take this flour over here. I'm gonna put this on the mixer. If you don't have a dough hook mixer with the dough hook, well, I'm gonna the flour. I'm gonna put some flour. And turn this on. Start letting it stir, and then I'm gonna put this Quart over it because so I can add the flour. I don't know, Linda. Do you think the weather affects this?
I think the weather can.
Because-
Mary, I'm not getting in your way, but if you need me, holler.
I will. I will.
Yeah, I think it.
Because this morning it took more flour.
This is not good. You got it?
Yeah.
Those flower guards are so nice.
Yeah. Because it seemed like it was too liquid this morning when I made it. I used the same amount of flour.
Do you need the bowl scraper, Mary, to get that out?
No, it's just well, it might be a teaspoon, but I may have to use some more anyway.
Okay.
I can judge. I'm just in case.
Just some extra.
Just in case.
And this is, of course, all-purpose flour. You probably already
It
said
is
that.
all-purpose flour. I didn't say that. But I'm just going before I put any more flour in it. I'm gonna see how it comes together. Linda, you want to put the camera?
You know me.
No, sorry.
Y'all don't forget to share. If you want to have your name in the drawing.
Okay. All right. I didn't add any more flour. I don't think
Ooh,
it
that
needs
smells
it.
so good.
I don't think it needs it any more flour. It is kind of sticky though.
You think you might need a little more?
I'm gonna put a little more flour in that because I've done made one batch this morning and it did need just a little bit more. Because I want it to form a ball in there. You know, come away from the sides. And that was quite sticky. So yeah, I think that would work a lot better. Just I don't know how much flour I used, but it wasn't much. Okay. I think that will work a lot better.
Do you need the flour for when you're pinching them out and doing that?
I will need some, yes.
Okay.
This dough is quite sticky still, but that's okay. Now, I've already greased a bowl ahead of time. You want a bowl bigger. I've already greased this bowl because you want your bowl greased for this. And just get in there and dig it out.
Looks like good dough, Mary.
Yeah, it's sticky.
You want the flour open?
No, I know. I've got grease in this bowl. I greased it, and then I just flipped it. I flipped it so it's gonna be oil on both sides. All right, I'll wash my hands. And Linda, if you'll take the towel, yeah, that, and cover it. We'll wash my hands. And we're gonna set that in a warm place.
So do you want it on the stove?
Yes,
Or-
please. Put it on the stove. You have
And
to
is this dish towel, is it gonna be okay sitting
yeah,
over here?
yeah, it'll be all right.
You don't have any burners on or anything?
Okay.
Mama used to put hers, when we were lived in the little one-room cabins in West Texas, she'd put them in the rafters to raise.
Yes, she
or
did.
to,
Yes, she did.
rise.
This is the ones I made this morning. This is just half what that recipe that I just got through doing. because I saved the other half to show you how I rolled them out. I've got the oven on 350, and it should be, let me dry my hands a little bit, I got, and this cellophane, I sprayed it.
Yes.
I sprayed
Very
that
good.
side that you put down the rows. Now, you can throw that
Very
in the
good
trash
tip,
for me, please.
so it doesn't stick.
But first of all, I'll tell you that in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven. It only takes 12 minutes for these to cook.
Whoa, those look delicious.
So, I put them on this. What I done, I lit my oven. I lit it. That's what we used to do. We used to light them. We turned
You
the oven.
have to light the pilot light.
Turn the oven on to 200. And that's for my oven. You know your oven. Some people's stoves gets hot on top, which mine does. If it gets hot, you need to put a cookie sheet underneath your bowl. You don't want it, and that's what we need here.
Do I need one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this stove gets hot. We don't want that to get too hot because it'll rise too fast. So if your stove gets hot on top, put a cookie sheet underneath your bowl. I preheat my oven to 200 so that heat is not hot, but it will help rise that faster. Now, this is what I had left. What's in the oven, and
This is your
this is
pan,
what is the
right?
recipe. Yes.
And why don't you tell them why you're using this pan?
Dark pans are better for me. I like dark pans. It makes a browner crust,
On the
and
bottom.
they are so crispy when they come out. But another trick is using a lot of oil.
Yeah.
Because the more oil you use, the thicker the crust is, and I like a thick crust. I put a generous amount of oil on my cookie sheet because I roll my roll in the dough, so both sides will have oil on it. So and I don't necessarily wipe it all up because when I roll one out, I will dip it in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, this right here, and I don't know if this was a good idea or not, Linda.
What?
Saving it because this will be the second, and
Longer
then
horizon.
this is
Well,
going to
it
be.
looks nice.
It's going to be. It's the time I let it rise twice, and then when I let it rise on this, that's going to be 3 times. I don't know how this is going to work, but I wanted to show y'all how I pinched it out.
Okay.
So I went ahead and this, like I said, is what I wrote out this morning. And I kind of do this, Linda, like you do your fried pies.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a whole pan full because I did use a little more on that other one.
Okay.
It depends on what you pinch, however size you want. And this is kind of kneading it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you do your crust. And I just you can roll it and roll like this, however you want to do it. But then I take the top side, and this is why I said I didn't grease my pan. Then I grease the top and then turn it over. And if you want to pinch some out, you can too. Because this right here, these I have to rise again. When I do this, I let them rise for an hour. You let them rise first an hour in the bowl, and then you let them rise an hour from this. Now, one thing I didn't tell y'all, when this rises over here, it says pour it out on a pastry mat or something, and knead it again. And because of my hands, I can't knead it. I put it back on the mixer and use a dough hook and mix it and knead it again on the mixer. I do add a little flour because it is sticky, and I probably maybe 1/4 a cup or something, and knead it again. Now, if you want to put it out on a pastry mat and knead it yourself with some flour, you can. I have to use the mixer because my hands won't cut.
Okay. Did I make mine
Now,
too little?
yours is fine. Now, if you want them closer together, you can put them closer together. Those that I've got in the oven, did we time it? We didn't, did we?
No, we didn't, Mary. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So it's
They've been
fine.
in there 3 minutes.
So I'll put 9 minutes. I'm going to turn the light on. They rise in big. Anyway, this is not going to be a full pan, and I knew it wouldn't. So how many did I have on that?
A dozen.
A dozen? Okay. And these didn't rise like, well, I don't know. They done a little different. I made these, when was it, Saturday, Sunday?
These are going to not exactly be the same
That's
size.
okay. That's all right. So this makes about 3 dozen if you doubled it. I made 3 dozen the other day with the same recipe.
It's probably the weather.
I don't know if it's a weather or what, but I probably, if you double this recipe, I probably got, well, I made 4 pans. So I got 4 dozen out of it. So, anyway, I'm going to make it stick there like that. All right, that's how you do it. Now you put a plastic wrap sprayed on top of it. And let it rise for an hour. And then bake them for 12 minutes.
Where's your spray up here?
It's in the cabinet up there. Can you reach it?
Yeah, I got it.
Now, if you got 2 people, this is easy. But if you just got 1 person, I just lay it on the counter like this and cut it off. Because you know how cellophane sticks.
Okay, tell me what you want me to
I
spray.
want you to spray this side.
That side?
Just whichever side, just one end, because that's all it needs. That's enough. And just put that sprayed side over the rose. And that keeps the rose from sticking to your cellophane. And I'm not going to put that on the oven. Well, that's not hot there, so let it rise for an hour, and that's it. We might eat some honey. I'm gonna wipe the counter off. It's really a quick. It's really doesn't. It's not quick, but it's easy. And I hope that y'all can make these and they turn out just like you want them. I'm gonna keep on. I want to make a lot of things with the yeast dough.
Mary, did
Yes.
you see, I just got to say something about this.
Okay.
Did you see Pam Douglas? Pam
Yes, I
Smith?
did. Yes, I did.
Congratulations
Yes,
to
yes.
our sweet
Yes.
friend who's going to be a Nana
Yes.
in August. I'm
Yes.
so excited for Pam.
Yes.
She lost her husband about a year
Right.
ago.
Right.
And her daughter, who has been married, I think,
For
4 years.
Yeah, she's been married quite a while.
She's having a little
That is
baby,
so
and I'm
nice.
so
I
excited
know.
for Pam and for Megan and her husband and for Pam's son. I know it's going to be such a joy to them.
Oh,
So
I know.
congratulations, Pammy.
And also, one of our dear friends just
Don't forget to share.
Yes.
If you want to be in on the drawing, make sure you're sharing our video.
you get the drawing would be the 1 quart insulated bowl with a lid.
Yes.
It's a $40 value. So to get in on the drawing, you share our video today. And we got a message from one of our dear friends from Mississippi, and we're not going to call her name, but she's so precious. She came to our meet and greet in Mississippi, and she lost her husband this week with cancer.
And we're so very sorry for her and her family. And
so we just,
our prayers and
Right.
thoughts and love go
Yes.
with y'all.
Yes. So we just wanted to say that because it breaks your heart
It
because
does.
we had gotten so close to them. So
Yeah. And this was a young,
yeah,
young-
not very old. Yeah,
yeah.
couple. Okay, all right. Do we
Also,
have any
that
questions?
lady that I don't remember her name. Maybe y'all will. That won the pie contest. That did was it your sunshine pie
Oh,
or your Hawaiian
yes,
pie?
tell them
Yes,
that. It was a Hawaii. What? It was a
The
Hawaii.
sunshine pie.
Was
Yes.
I
it
don't-
the sunshine pie?
I don't know. It was
Okay.
one of those.
Okay, I think it was a Hawaiian pie. It was a Hawaiian pie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Hawaiian pie. We got a comment from one of our followers that she made my pineapple Hawaiian pie, and she won. What did she win? Or she got the best
Contest.
She won the contest with the Hawaiian pie from some kind of event that she had entered
I
into.
think it
So
might have been
was
something
it
her
church?
church or something.
Yeah. But anyway,
So that
I thought that was sweet.
it was very sweet of her
For
letting
let-
us know.
Yes, yes, it was. It was sure sweet.
And congratulations to
Yes,
her.
absolutely. And so we just always trying to get everything done. Do we have any more questions? Okay.
They want to know if you can freeze the dough before cooking.
If you did, you're going to kill the yeast. It's best to, if you're going to refreeze them, if you're going to freeze them in the oven, I mean, don't cook them. You cook them till they're firm, but not brown. And then what you do is you package it, you put them in a Ziploc bag or airtight container, and you freeze them like that. and then you take them out and put them on a cookie sheet and let them thaw.
It's basically like a brown and serve when you pre-cook them.
Yes.
Y'all do that
Yes.
at the bazaar every year.
Yes. You recook them for 5 minutes. After you get them firm, they have to be done before you freeze them. I would not recommend freezing this dough.
No, don't
'Cause
freeze
you
them
gonna kill
dough,
it.
but you can pre-cook
Yeah.
the rolls and
Yes.
freeze them.
Yes. And you package it. Packages however many you can put in a Ziploc bag, usually nine
Yeah,
in a
about
bag, in a gallon-sized bag, and get all the air out and freeze them, and then just stack them in your Ziploc bag. And then when you get ready to serve them, to cook them, lay them out and let them thaw out, and then put them on a cookie sheet and cook them for 5. It takes about 5 minutes to brown them.
And one good thing about, a little tip about freezing, if you're freezing something like that, you freeze them flat on a cookie sheet, and then you can stack them a lot better. Whereas if they were just all bunched up, like if you buy a pack of rolls in a grocery store, they're going to just be a bunch of batched up rolls. But if you freeze them flat on a cookie sheet, they
Right.
stack much easier
Right.
and take up less space in your freezer.
Right. What I don't know. Wasn't paying attention, Linda. What you said? Whenever you put them in the baggie, you put them on a cookie sheet. Is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had my mind on this best rolls, and I'll tell you why. And this happened to me the other day, and I'm beginning to think that there may be something wrong with my stove. I've got to call the service people out here because 12 minutes didn't cook them the other day at 350. I had to turn it up a little bit. So what I'm thinking, I've had this oven on since 6 o'clock this morning, 200 degrees. I'm thinking it's got that temperature, and then
It's locked it in.
it's
or
locked in.
something.
I don't know.
You need a new stove.
Yeah, I'm going to buy one if they don't hurry and come out here. I pay warranty on this thing every month. My fault. I know. I know it's my fault. But
Yeah,
anyway, it's just not
definitely
cooking
good
it
to do.
fast enough because it's been almost 12 minutes and they should have been done. But that's all right. Sometimes it takes 15 minutes. So I think I cooked them the other day 20 minutes. But it's because of my stove. I'm almost sure it is because anyway, according to your oven, you know your oven better. And that's why I'm saying I think it's because my oven has been on all morning.
And a lot of recipes will say cook so many minutes or until done,
Until-
and that's basically what they're telling you.
Right.
You know, your oven, you know what the temperature is
Right.
in your oven, you're used to it, so go by that. Did we have no more questions?
Well,
Are we getting a lot of shares?
Yes.
Okay, don't forget.
good. We'll do the drawing.
We're
Just
going to have the drawing in a few minutes, so make sure that you share. And also be sure to like each video as you're watching it. Just click the like button because you liking the page doesn't mean that you've liked the video.
Right.
Correct.
Right,
Yes.
right. You know, it almost looks like snowy weather.
Don't
out there.
talk about that. I got to get home.
Dreary looking out
Yeah,
there. And it's cold.
Winter's
out
not
there.
quite over yet.
I know it, and I was ready to put up my winter clothes. So that's the 12 minutes. Set it for 3 more minutes, Linda.
Okay.
You put it so And I bought this honey down at when we went to Henderson. Remember when they had the syrup festival?
Yeah.
I think this is where I bought this honey. It's pure and unfiltered honey. Is that what you buy, Linda?
Yeah, I try to buy as local to our area as possible.
Yeah. Well, actually, this was made in McKinney, which is right up the road.
That's Texas talk,
Yeah.
y'all. It's a couple 100 miles, but it's right up the road.
But yes, it is.
You
McKinney
eat a hamburger and you're in Dallas, so.
Charles used to do that, remember? When he tells somebody something, I said, oh, it ain't far, it's just right up the road. So you find out it'd be 200 miles.
And wasn't far to him, was it?
No, because he traveled all the time, but that's kind of the way we talk, because it's not far to us. Cause
What's the most you've driven in one day?
probably about 600 miles. Now, I know what you did one day, because I was with you.
You were with me, and you hadn't been, I would have drove 300
I know it, but I
miles.
kept saying, Linda, we really need to stop. We really need to stop.
We
Tell
drove
them.
almost
Tell 'em.
1,100
Yeah.
miles. We left
Florida. It was in Florida. We wasn't
Was it
Florida.
Fort Lauderdale?
It was.
We were just north of Miami. Is that Fort Lauderdale? I think it is.
I don't know, but it was in
We
Florida. I
drove
remember that.
to Richland, Mississippi, or Pearl, Mississippi. That
And I
is
just kept
a
telling-
long way.
I said, Linda, we really probably need to stop. I was hurting so bad, and she wouldn't. But you know why? She was mad.
I was mad, and I would have driven all the way home. But my sister had to stop. She had to rest. When I was on my way home, I would always drive further than I would if, and I drove
one day.
probably longer than that when I was coming. I spent the night in Chandler, Arizona. They were having some kind of convention, and I couldn't find any hotels in Phoenix. And I'm a planner, so I always plan my nights. But because I didn't. When they let us out, when they dismissed us, when we were leaving our workplace, we didn't know what time we would get out of there. So it was hard to judge how far you could drive. And I never wanted to stop at a hotel at 6 o'clock in the evening because you got a lot more driving time. So
I would have.
I didn't make a reservation. Well, couldn't get a hotel in anywhere in Phoenix, and the nearest one that I get was Chandler, which is not far from Phoenix. But I paid only one other time that I paid more for a hotel, and I was probably in that hotel 4 hours just to take a shower and sleep a little bit. But I left Chandler, and I drove to Benbrook, Texas, and that was when Kathy Skeen stayed on the phone with me for like 2 hours that night.
Yeah, no.
The whole thing, the last 200 miles, was under construction, and you had the concrete barriers. So you were driving on this little tiny narrow lane on the interstate. It was horrible. But that was a long drive. But Kathy was determined. She was not getting off that phone until I pulled in the hotel. And my plan was, the next morning, was to get up at 4 o'clock and drive home. Well, I woke up at 3:30, and it was coming a Texas storm. And when I say Texas storm, I'm talking about golf ball size hail. So I waited until it got far enough that I knew I wouldn't run into it when I got on the interstate. So I was a little bit late leaving the hotel that day. And that was a spring when there was storms. We had one storm after another, and we were working in Collin County, and I think we were housed in Richardson. So 2 nights in a row there, we had other storms. We drove fleet vehicles. And every one of our fleet vehicles had to be completely, the bodywork had to be completely redone because of the hail damage. And mine had twice as much as everybody else's because I had been in 3 storms instead of 2. Oh, those look good, Mary. Oh my goodness, those look delicious. Anyway.
So, I was going to melt some butter to put on top of them.
Whoa, those look so yummy.
All right, don't they look good?
They look delicious.
They're going to be
You
hot.
need a plate?
Yeah, you get this plate. I'm gonna put butter on top of them. We'll get a spatula.
I'm just gonna get one, Mary.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I'm just gonna put butter on top of them.
Ow.
Whoa. Those look so good.
I hope they
And they
taste
smell, they
good.
smell so
you can
much like
smell
mamas
yeast.
and malls,
Yeah,
don't they?
Yeah. You wouldn't let them get this brown. And I can tell you what I just done. I knew these rolls was done. I turned the oven off and turned the broiler on to brown.
Okay, to brown the top.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you don't want to, they're done. You don't want to leave them in
They'll
there.
dry out.
Yes. So when that 15 minutes was up, I turned the oven off and turned the broiler on. See the bottoms?
Those look really good.
We'll get a knife to, I'm going to let you, I'm going to let you do this. I cut my
your
finger.
hand?
I cut my finger. I'll let you open it up. I cut my finger the other day opening that up. I was going to show them how it looks inside.
That
It's hot,
Pita. Yum.
Doesn't that look good?
That looks
Put, you want some
really-
honey on it?
It
Yeah.
smells delicious too.
It really does look good. Don't put quite as much on my side.
Oh. Well, I was just gonna close it up.
Oh, okay. Well, you
That's
can close
okay.
it up.
That's okay. Well, you don't want that much honey, so you don't have
I
to.
love honey.
You want a fork? You just gonna pick it up.
Well, I would just pick it up, but it is pretty hot.
It is hot. And if you want to put butter on it, you can put after you open it up. I like that crust, and you do too. Here, take half the crust.
No, this
You
is
like-
fine.
You like the crust too. Here, take a piece of that. I love it.
It's delicious.
So that's how. All right. You have a question?
Several people asked about the flexible bowls.
Oh, yeah.
I think you melted the butter. in
Yeah,
it.
I melted the butter in it. These are our silicone prep bowls. There comes a set of 3 of them,
And they have lids.
and they have lids. And I mean, these are the handiest things. Melt butter, chocolate. I mean, these are my go-to little bowls. But isn't that roll good? Isn't it good?
This is my weakness. These are
Yeah.
so good.
I didn't eat a roll or bread this morning because I knew I was going to need some of these. But I hope that y'all enjoy our video. We're fixing to do the drawing. Carla, have you got a name? No?
Yes.
No, so good.
Okay.
I got a mouthful.
Okay. It's Danita Myers.
Okay.
Donette.
Donita.
Donnie.
Donette.
Donette. Donnette Myers. Meyer. Let me wash my hands.
From Iowa.
Congratulations
From Iowa.
for sharing our videos. Donette, you can send us your address and I'll send you this bowl. This 1 quart insulated bowl. And these are really nice. Sister Boatman, I gave her one and she just loves it. You know what she says she does? She puts her watermelon in it.
Oh, and keeps it cold.
Yeah, she puts her watermelon. She took some watermelon to her daughter's house. I already had it chopped up and carried in this bowl.
For those that might not understand Mary, she's saying watermelon.
What did I say?
We have our own little East Texas accent. Watermelon.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, it was last summer, and her daughter says, "Where'd you get that bowl?" Because they enjoyed it because it stayed cold in it.
I love them. They're and there's a bigger one too. But
Yeah, there's a 2
so
quart.
congratulations. Make sure you send
Send
us
us-
your address in a private message.
Right, in a private message to our business phone.
Not in the
please.
comment because we might not find
Right,
it.
right. Text it to us or something to our business phone, which is 903-235-4804.
And don't forget about Mama's book. We're hoping to have it next week. As soon as we know it's been shipped, we're going to open inventory. So, and we should tell them about the recipes. If you want our recipes, we have since October the 5th, we have a website where you can get a printable recipe. If you join membership, it's $5.99 a month plus whatever tax in your area. This is not something for us to make money off of. It's a service that we're providing because so many people wanted our recipes and it was just very difficult the way we were trying to do it.
Right. All right, now this is a Ziploc gallon bag, and I'm going to show, I can't put these in here yet because they have to be cool, but there's nine of these would go in the Ziploc bag, and then you just seal it and you put it, like she said, on a cookie sheet. You put 2 bags on a cookie sheet and freeze it, and then you can stack them in your freezer.
Right. Make sure all
Yeah.
the air is out
All
of
the
the bag.
air out of the bag. And if you're going to freeze them, the 15 minutes is long enough, and they won't be brown. 15 minutes is long enough, and then and you think they won't be done, but they will be. 15 minutes is, and then put them in the bag. You don't want to get them this brown if you're going to freeze them, because you got to put them back in the oven to cook and to warm, not cook, but to warm, and they will brown then.
So when they take them out of the freezer, they need to let them
Thaw
thaw
out first. Thaw out first on your cabinet. Just thaw them out. I would not recommend thawing them out on a cookie sheet in case there was to be any kind of moisture or something.
Okay.
Thaw them out in your bag, and then oil your pan and put it in the
Put it in
oven.
there. Okay. Great tip.
So anyway, we hope y'all enjoyed our video this morning, and we will be back Tuesday, I guess, at my house again.
Well,
Or something. Tomorrow.
As long as the
Sorry.
weather permits and it's not ice on the ground in the morning, we'll be at my house and we're making a good little, could be a supper, could be like a light supper or something tomorrow. And if for some reason the roads are bad, then I will cook myself at the house. So we'll still be on regardless, but if the roads are okay, Mary and the girls will be there.
Yes. So y'all, if you're getting bad weather, please be careful, be safe, and don't forget to count your blessings.
Website.
Our website is pinkymallskitchen.com, and that's where you can go to see a little bit about us. We give you a little information about us. Doesn't cost anything to go to our website, and it tells a little bit of our life, the reason how we started this and all. And then if you want to become a member, then it's on that same website on the page. It says membership, and click on that, and that will take you to where you fill out your information, and you can get our recipes for $5.99 a month.
Yes. So www.pinkymallskitchen.com, no spaces, all lowercase letters. www.pinkymallskitchen.com.
Yes, yes. And you also can watch our videos from there. If you go all the way down to the bottom of that page, it's got a little icon. There's 3 little icons at the bottom. One of them's an F with a circle around it. That's Facebook. The next one is a little circle. That's Instagram. The next one is YouTube. Any of those that you hit is going to take you to our.
Do we have videos on Instagram?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, not on
So the videos are on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, so if you want to watch us on YouTube, you hit the YouTube button, and if you watch our videos that we're doing today and know that you are on our page, you hit that little F, and it will take you to our personal page.
Yes.
Okay, and one more thing, you don't have to worry about it being scammers or something if you go through our website.
Right.
It is us. So we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us, and don't forget to count your blessings.
See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.